I, Thomas Alva Edison, was born on February 11, 1847, in the small town of Milan in the state of Ohio. In those days, my family was struggling financially. My father, Samuel Edison, worked in the lumber and grain trade, and my mother, Nancy, was a former teacher. When I was just 7 years old, a serious hearing loss began in my ears, becoming one of the greatest challenges of my life. At school, my teachers had labeled me as slow learner and distracted. This deeply hurt me, but my mother rebelled against it. She took me out of school and took charge of my education at home. "Thomas, you are different. This difference will make you strong. Never lose your curiosity," she would say. In those days, I read every book I could get my hands on, over and over. Chemistry, physics, mechanics. Taking everything apart and putting it back together, understanding how it worked, became my greatest passion. This curiosity would later plant the seeds of inventions that would change the world. When I turned 12, I started selling newspapers on trains. I set up a small chemistry laboratory in one of the train cars. I was conducting experiments. One day, a fire broke out in the car, which further damaged my hearing, but I did not give up. I became a telegraph operator. I worked day and night, developing new techniques. At the age of 21, I received my first patent. However, my real great journey began in 1876 when I established Menlo Park in New Jersey. This was the world's first invention factory. Together with hundreds of talented employees, we conducted experiments for days and weeks without sleeping. Failure was not an end for us, but a stepping stone to the next step. My greatest dream was to conquer darkness. I tried thousands of times. My friends and rivals said it was impossible. But I always said, genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. In 1879, I finally invented the practical, long-lasting, and affordable electric light bulb. At that moment, when electric light first illuminated our homes and streets, one of the greatest transformations in human history began. The boundary between night and day disappeared. Factories could operate 24 hours a day, literacy rates increased, and people began to live safer and more efficient lives. With electricity, the modern industrial revolution accelerated, cities grew, medical devices developed, and communication sped up. I did not stop with the light bulb. I invented the phonograph, the sound recording device. I immortalized the human voice and music for the first time. This laid the foundation for the cinema and entertainment industry. I established the foundations of the cinematograph machine, making moving images possible. Dynamos, batteries, electric train systems, telegraph improvements, and even magnetic separators for iron mining. I signed thousands of patents in total. Each of them directly affected human life. Thanks to electricity, our homes were lit, factories increased production, new devices were used in medicine, and transportation and communication were revolutionized. Without my inventions, the modern world as we know it today could not exist. My successes did not come easily. I experienced hundreds, even thousands of failures. I faced financial difficulties, was criticized, and had to fight rival companies. I also had difficulties in my marriage and family life. I lost my first wife, Mary Stilwell, at a young age. With my second wife, Nina Miller, I built a more stable life. I tried to spend time with my children and loved ones, but the laboratory always pulled me in. The secret of my American heroism lay exactly here: unlimited freedom, individual determination, and the spirit of innovation. As the child of a poor family, I became one of the world's greatest inventors through my own efforts. This was the brightest example of the American dream. I showed that everyone can achieve great things with hard work, curiosity, and an unyielding will. My achievements fundamentally changed humanity. I ushered in the era of electric energy. I became the pioneer of the transition from dark ages to a bright future. Today, when your phone rings, when your light turns on, when you watch a movie or record music, the foundation of those inventions lies in my day and night experiments. I did not just invent the light bulb. I flung the doors of the future wide open. I showed everyone the power of science and technology. I proved how critical individual effort is for humanity's progress. Towards the end of my life, at the age of 84, I peacefully closed my eyes on October 18, 1931. But my legacy still lives on. In every burning light, in every recorded sound, in every advancing technology, there is my determination and vision. I am the man who conquered darkness. And you too can draw inspiration from this story to conquer your own darkness. Work with determination, see every failure as a lesson, because every failure is a stepping stone to the next great victory. Thank you for walking with me through all the chapters of my epic journey. If these stories touched your heart, I would be truly grateful if you joined the Epic Icon AI family as a member. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content and bringing more inspiring epic stories to life. Together, we can keep this beautiful community growing.